Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Marguerite. Today I'm going to tell you and show you how you can achieve flawless foundation. So the absolute number one most important step to achieve flawless foundation is your skincare prep. This is something that's hardly talked about, and I get a lot of questions about like, oh, what foundation are you wearing? What foundation are you wearing that's making your skin so smooth? And even though foundations really do help smooth out your skin, and some are more hydrating than others, some are more mattifying than others, I still think the most important thing is your skincare prep, because if you have dry, flaky skin, then your foundation's not going to apply as smooth. If you have a lot of wrinkles, then foundation can get trapped in those wrinkles, which can cause more creasing and it just won't look as flawless. So number one, skincare prep. I just filmed a whole video on my skincare prep, so feel free to watch that if you want to see my skincare prep before I apply makeup. You know, if one of your main concerns is what foundation can you use that will stop oiliness, a lot of that needs to start with your skincare to really ensure that you're mattifying your skin from producing more oil throughout the day. So a good matte hydrator is this one by Clinique's, the Pore Refining Solutions Stay Matte Hydrator, and that's going to help mattify your skin. And then a really good primer is this by Kane & Austin. This is a really good mattifying primer. So it's really good to apply this under your makeup, and it's gonna help mattify your skin so that it won't be really oily. Two really good oily foundations are the Maybelline Matte and Poreless and the L'Oreal Infallible. I feel like the L'Oreal one is even more matte. So if you struggle with really oily skin, try those steps. Try using a mattifying moisturizer, a mattifying primer, and then an oil-free mattifying foundation. So those are my suggestions, but I'm gonna show you exactly what I do. So just for the record, I have very dehydrated, acne-prone skin. Used to think I had oily skin, but I actually have dehydrated skin. When my skin gets really dry, it overcompensates and produces more oily. So it can tend to get oily in certain spots, but in fact, it's just really dehydrated. So I like to use very hydrating products that will plump my skin and just make sure it's hydrated all throughout the day. So something that usually when I'm in a rush, I love starting with this IT Cosmetics Anti-Aging Armor. So this is a Skin Perfecting Beauty Fluid. I think of this as a primer and SPF in one, as SPF 50, but this really has a tint to it. So I find that, can you see it has a tint to it? It's not just white and clear. So I find that it helps with any discoloration I have. I have red undertones and my skin tends to be really red. So I like that this masks the redness. Always start with clean washed hands. I think you can definitely apply this with a brush if you want, but this is a skincare product for me, and I just like applying those with my hand. So get this all over your face, rub it in, and whatever's left, carry onto your ears and down onto your neck. So this just helps create a smooth canvas as well, and will help cover up any discoloration. Next, I love going in with this Becca Backlight Primer Filter. Now this is the secret ingredient to this whole flawless face look. It's just so beautifully milled. This will just fill in any pores and just help cover up weird texture and just helps your face look really smooth. So this is good for every skin type, dry, oily combination, sensitive and normal. What I love about this is it helps blur any imperfections. It really does help blur imperfections and just helps give you such a natural, beautiful, radiant glow. You can mix this in with your foundation, or you can just apply it as a primer, which I'm about to do. This really just helps create a beautiful, smooth canvas. It helps your makeup wear from day to night, and apparently it has like 3 different filtering luminescent pearls in it, and each one adds a different infused glow to your skin, and just when light reflects off of it, it just helps your skin look like angelic skin, like you're lit from within and you just have really good skin. Even though a lot of us don't, but there's definitely ways to fake it, and this is definitely one of those products that can help you fake good skin. I think it smells really good and it's very lightweight. So again, a ton of those little light reflectors in it. It's not glittery at all. It's not too shimmery at all. And you can notice when I start to apply it, it just gives my skin just some beautiful luminosity to it that just makes it look like it's so hydrated. And I apply this all over. If you have super oily skin, you know, you can always avoid just right in this area where you tend to get really oily. So you can just apply it in like the C shape on your cheekbones and the outer perimeter of your face, and just skip the center of your face. This I find is one of the best illuminating primers out there. If you don't like foundation, then mix this with your moisturizer, go out the door and you'll just look like you have beautiful beautiful, healthy skin. Next is my favorite foundation. And let me tell you, I have at least 50 foundations. Whenever I wear this dang foundation, this is the only time I ever get compliments on my skin. So I'm telling you, it is something with this foundation. This is by IT Cosmetics. Innovative Technology is what it stands for, not IT Cosmetics, it's IT. Your Skin But Better Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream. This has SPF 50 built into it. It's anti-aging, hydrating. I like the application of it. It's pump, so I feel like air isn't oxidizing it. You know, when some have like the screw tops, like this Maybelline, you know, you open it and it's immediately exposed to air. So I like the pump. It's very sanitary, and I usually start with a pump, and if it's day to day, I just use my fingers. Or if it's like more of a special event, I'll then apply it with this brush. And I'll apply it with this brush just to show you how you can get more of a flawless face. I think it's okay to put it on with your fingers, but then you can really take the time to like pat it out with the brush. And then usually when I'm done, I'll just lightly go in with a beauty blender in areas where it can tend to get cakey or where I just really want the lightest amount. Like usually this area, because this is just the area I tend to get more oily. So it has a pretty thick consistency. I would definitely consider this a full coverage foundation, but it's so hydrating and it blends out. It's not cakey at all just because it is so hydrating. And I just find that this mixed with the Becca primer just will give you the most beautiful looking skin. And usually I'll avoid my eye area, and I say that for concealer just so that it doesn't look like I caked on concealer. The thing with this is I find that this just helps mimic the look of your skin. It doesn't look cakey at all. So one pump usually does it, and you can bring it, whatever's left, bring down onto your neck. I zoomed in a little for you just so you can really see how this does. So if you prefer Beauty Blender, you can apply with your Beauty Blender. The only thing with the Beauty Blender is I find that it absorbs so much product. Yes, it will shear it out. So if you want a really natural foundation look, then Beauty Blender is the way to go. But I find that I get the best full coverage when I go in with this brush. This is the F84 Angled Kabuki by Sigma, but if it's a fancy event, then I'll go in just in these areas where I want less product, and it just kind of presses it in. You know, people tend to get lines, smile lines, expression lines around here, around your eyes and forehead. So that way it will just really press it into your skin so you won't have a lot of product buildup, so you won't crease. So that's that. You can apply as many coats as you want. It's so thick. I find that one pump is all you need, and it really does blend out beautifully, and I don't think it's cakey at all. So that's just the Becca primer and the foundation. I'm gonna continue and show you my concealer and some cream products that I find that just really help your skin look really healthy and help your makeup look very natural but healthy and beautiful. Another really good trick that I like to use is, it's just another step that will really plump in those lines, because I find that you can't take enough chances to prevent creasing. So this is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. And this is a peach color corrector. So this is gonna be really good if you have any darkness, any under eye darkness from lack of sleep or hereditary or whatever. If you're a darker skin tone, you can use red, and you wanna just take the lightest amount and just lightly dab right where the darkness is. Just in that half moon under eye shape where you tend to get darkness. You don't need to bring this down in the upside down V. That's just gonna start to be too cakey and too much product. And then now for concealer, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape and blend it out back to my hairline and create that upside down triangle with the brush I'm gonna use. So you wanna lightly tap the concealer. You don't wanna tug, you don't wanna pull, you just wanna lightly tap, because that eye area is so gentle. And then whatever's left, I always bring onto the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose and around my nose. This just helps balance out all that I have going on underneath. And these are also areas that may need some more concealing. Now I'm ready for a couple other cream products, which are just gonna really help bring more life, more hydration to my face. Cream products are way more hydrating than powder products, obviously, but the more cream products you use, just the more hydrated and healthy and flawless your face will look. So I think it's great to go in with a cream blush. Cream products are really just gonna make your skin look very youthful and hydrated. So I go in with the same foundation and concealer brush. So I really swirl the brush in there, and then I just dab on some product. You just want to tap it on, and this is just going to really give your skin a youthful looking flush, because youthful skin has a lot of life in it. It looks really colorful, and it's just going to help your skin look really hydrated. So that's a really good trick. I also tend to apply this at the very end because blush is the first to wear away. So I usually set my powder with just a tiniest bit of this. Now, you can apply illuminator as well. That's gonna help your skin look very healthy. I know you kind of got it in the primer, but I also like applying one just to the tops of my cheekbones. So you can take any illuminator you have. I love this one by Becca, the Shimmering Skin Perfector. So similar to their primer. Dab my brush into the product that's on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna tap this in a C shape. I bring it up onto my brow bone and then on the top of my cheekbone. You don't want to bring this too far in to the center of your face, especially if you have oily skin, because it will magnify your pores, because highlighters tend to have more shimmer in it, which is great for the outer perimeter of your face, but not the center of your face, because it will just make you look way more oily, especially if you have large pores or a lot of texture in this area. Then you will want to avoid that, because it will just magnify your pores and texture and make them look even more oily. So whatever's left, I'll usually run on my nose and my chin a little, cupid's bow, and then center of my forehead. Just a little, just whatever's left. I don't go out of my way to apply more product there. You can also go in with a cream bronzer. Just keep in mind, the more cream products you use are just gonna really help your skin look more hydrated and beautiful. So this is just something, I have this Kevin Aquan palette, so this is just what I have down here. But you can apply cream bronzer, or you can skip it. I understand in my day-to-day life, I tend to not wear all the cream products. Now, this next step is very important. I'm just going to lightly apply this finely milled, this is Bye Bye Pores by IT Cosmetics. It's an HD micro powder, and I'm just gonna lightly dust this onto my face. And I like applying a light, loose finished powder rather than a pressed powder. Sometimes I will apply a pressed powder just to the center of my forehead and right here in the center of my face, where I tend to get really oily. For the most part, I just like to take a nice airbrush stippling brush. This one's by Makeup Forever, and then just lightly dip your brush into it and then swirl it around the lid, really dust off all that's left. Whew. And so this is the important part. You're just gonna lightly press it. See, I'm just like tapping it. I'm not rubbing, I'm not swirling. You're just lightly pressing the tip of it, the flat front of it, all over your face. Because that's gonna make sure you're rubbing. You know, we just did a lot of hard work putting on all these cream products, so you don't wanna rub away all your hard work. You just wanna lightly tap, lightly set. And the reason I'm doing this is it's just gonna lightly set those products and just kind of dry those products and create a smooth canvas for all the powder products that I'm about to apply, okay? Okay, so another little secret that I do after my translucent powder, and I think this is a great little secret. This is the Ambient lighting powder, and this is in the color Luminous Light. And these Hourglass products were made to like mimic different mood lights, and they're just the most beautiful, finely milled, baked powders. Like, it literally feels like silk. And when you apply this, and I know this might look intense, but they're so finely milled, it doesn't look like bright white or anything on your face. But when you apply this onto your skin, it just really blurs out any lines, any texture you have, and it just makes your skin look like it is glowing, like it is an angel from above skin. Usually I'll take the same stippling brush and really swirl it in there, and then just same thing, tap first, and then lightly, I mean, it's just the lightest amount of pressure, just lightly swirl, and that's gonna help airbrush it out. But It just really, really, really smooths out your skin, and you can apply this under your eye area. It's a great trick to really getting a smooth looking under eye area as well. So just a good little trick in my book. So what I have left now for my flawless face is bronzer, blush, and highlighter. You can apply it in whatever order you want. I've been using this a lot lately, the Contour Kit by Anastasia, Beverly Hills, and I just mix those two outer colors together. The middle one's for contouring. Usually in my day-to-day life, I don't worry about contouring. I just like to apply bronzer to the perimeter of my face, you know, in that 3 and E shape. And it just bronzes up your skin a little and adds some warmth to your skin. Then I like to apply this blush. This is by Charlotte Tilbury. The Love is the Drug blush. Her Cheek to Chic. Such a beautiful, flattering color on anyone. But I think blush is a great trick for just healthy looking skin. And again, you can go in with your foundation brush and dip into that blush just lightly and go on top of that. And that's just gonna help take away from the powdery look and just make your skin look really hydrated and youthful. Because the more powdery it is, the drier it will be. So that just kind of adds some moisture back to your skin. And then I'm going to apply a little highlighter. One that I love is this Makeup Forever one. This is the Pro Light Fusion in the color 2, their gold one. They also have a more champagne-y pink one, but I love gold. But I tend to just like applying it here, and it just really can help your skin look very, very healthy. I'm going to use this brush by Charlotte Tilbury, her Powder and Sculpt brush. If you start from your brows, and then you make a C. And just when the sun hits it, it just gives you some luminosity. You can apply to the tip of your nose and your cupid's bow, your chin. Just a really light amount. You usually just want to do in that outward, this C shape back here, because again, it can magnify any texture or large pores you have in the center of your face. And you can take this brush and just lightly blend it out. That's a good airbrush technique, just to make sure everything's blended in together. And then lastly, my final trick is to set your face with a hydrating setting spray. And this is just gonna really blend in all the cream products in with the powder products and just really help your skin look very hydrated and youthful. One of my favorite, most hydrating setting sprays I like is this one by Farmacy, their Skin Dew. I just love the name of it, Skin Dew. It's their hydrating essence mist and setting spray with echinacea and envy. It has just a bunch of good hydrating skincare ingredients in it. So I love when it can also double take as a skincare product. So I find that this just really helps hydrate my skin. So I'm going to apply that. A couple mists of this. I will say that this is a very wet setting spray. So if that turns you off, then I understand. I personally really like it because it's so hydrating and dewy. And you can also spray some on your beauty blender and really blend that in. And that's just gonna help pick up any excess powder. And this is just a really good airbrush technique that I learned when I became a makeup artist. So that just really presses it in and blends everything in together. And then usually I also like going in with this Caudalie Beauty Elixir because this is more of a mattifying setting spray, whereas this is like wet and dewy. So this is always good to mattify your skin. I mean, I don't like to take any chances. And they both are just heavenly spa-like experiences. And this is a very light sheer mist, so you'll like that. You'll appreciate that. Well, okay, so everyone, that completes my flawless face foundation routine. Hope I said that without lisping. It's all right. Thank you for watching. I hope that you guys picked up some tips and tricks on how you can achieve a flawless face. Just know that when you see someone with a beautiful, smooth face, rarely are they wearing nothing. If they are very blessed. Very blessed. But just keep in mind that a lot of it has to do with your skincare prep. If you take the time to really wash your face, exfoliate, apply really beneficial serums that are gonna help tighten pores and, you know, hydrate and plump your skin, it's just really gonna help create a very smooth canvas for your makeup to go on. So if you really take the time to prep your skin prior to makeup application, then your makeup will look beautiful and flawless. And just know there's a lot of other tips and tricks you can do throughout the makeup application that can just help fake like really perfect skin. So You know, I think this Becca primer is prime example. I think this is really good at blurring out imperfections. I think this foundation is also the winner because this really helps hydrate your skin and just helps your skin look beautiful because it's kind of creamy and it just creates a beautiful layer onto your skin. I also think this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder is a very good secret as well as the finishing sprays. These are all just really good hydrating products that are good for your skin. This Caudalie is really good if you have oily skin because it's more mattifying, so you could skip the Farmacy one and just use this. You know, if you have oily skin, you could also apply this in your T-zone area and then this primer on the perimeter of your face. I really do think this is okay for all skin types, but let me know your feedback if you've tried it or not. Let me know if you try out my tips and tricks and if they work. And if you have any tips and tricks, please share. We all need to help each other out, honestly. So I appreciate you guys watching. I will see you another day. Bye.